What up, cooks? It's your boy the Hater, and I know it hasn't been a long time since I've made fun of that cuckold Cody Rhodes, but I figured, why the hell not do it again? The Royal Rumble ended. I didn't like the way it ended, so I decided to make a new list of 25 reasons why Cody Rhodes sucks, alright? Let's get to it. Reason number 1. He has dyed blonde hair. Now, I've made a lot of these videos, so some of these things may overlap, but I believe them to be true nevertheless. Reason number 2, he's got a dumb neck tattoo, cucks. Reason number 3, he has a lisp. And that's fine. People with speech impediments are fine in the Hater's book, but if you have one, don't pretend you're good at the mic, right? Don't be so into your own promos. You sound like you're retarded. You know what I'm saying? Reason number 4, he is annoying, generally speaking, right? Generally speaking, Cody Rhodes just is an annoying person. Like, if you walked into a Starbucks and you saw this guy at Starbucks, he'd probably order one of those, like, Frappuccino with, like, 19 different, requests, and you'd be like, oh, look at this fucking asshole. Like, I just want to get my espresso or my coffee, which takes 20 seconds, doesn't inconvenience anyone. I have to wait for this guy's princess drink to be made. That's kind of like the impression that I get from him. So he's annoying, cucks. Reason number 5, specifically, the finish the storyline thing is annoying as well, right? What the hell is that all about? Finish the story. No, screw you. What do you think of them apples? Reason number 6, he represents one of the worst things about wrestling that there is, maybe the worst thing that there is about wrestling, and that is this leaving and coming back stronger, trend, philosophy, narrative, right? He embodies that more than anyone, and I don't like it. Reason number 7, he wears suits while having the aforementioned neck tattoo and blonde hair. Which is it, cuck? Are you a serious, gentleman, refined type guy? Or are you a vagabond degenerate with neck tattoos and blonde hair? Which is it? You can't be both. It doesn't make sense, right? Like, for example, when Sting was in the Main Event Mafia, when he would come out as Main Event Mafia Sting with a suit, he wouldn't put his face paint on, right? Because it's stupid. It's either you're Sting with the face paint or you're Sting with the suit. So Sting understood this, right? He'd come out in a suit, and then afterwards he'd wear paint. And that was just like a part of his character, I guess. Like, not really. The paint was just an aesthetic thing. It's like, even Jeff Hardy's paint was like more relevant because Jeff Hardy wore paint, and the whole point was like, he's like going into a darker place, and like, it's like a Finn Balor type thing, which is, I agree, stupid. But Sting would just straight up just put paint on his face for no reason. Like the Road Warriors, right? Just put on paint. But, Cody Rhodes wants to have this young punk, vagabond look. Look at me, I'm a rebel. Like, I have a neck tattoo and blonde hair, and then also wear a suit. I mean, come on, it doesn't make any sense. You can't be doing that, right? Reason number 8, his wife's presence is also annoying. Now, we haven't seen her in a while, but rest assured at WrestleMania she'll be there with her daughter, which is going to bring me to the next reason real fast. She's going to be there with her daughter, and in that, they're going to have a whole situation and a whole little talk about how his family's there for him. Oh, his daughter's going to be proud of her daddy. God, fuck yourselves, Michael Cole, and whoever else is going to be with him at WrestleMania. Now, reason number 9, this brings us to another good reason. The interracial baby promo. I've brought this up before, but it merits re-mentioning. So, Cody Rhodes is as white as they get, obviously. Right? He has like platinum blonde hair at this point. And his wife is Brandy Rhodes, who is black. I mean, obviously she's like some sort of mixed, but whatever, she's black, right? So they have, obviously their child, therefore, is interracial, right? And Cody Rhodes decides that it's appropriate to cut a promo against an interracial wrestler named David Ogogo in AEW about the beauty of how America allows for people to have freedoms and therefore have interracial marriages. First of all, this really shows how stupid this guy is. He hasn't read a book in his life, probably. Just like his wife. Like, honestly, like Brandy Rhodes, like when I see her, I'm just like, this is one of the dumbest people I've seen in my life because she just says things. Like, I read an article she wrote once about like how she shouldn't be judged for having like a nice Gucci bag or something like that, right? She was like, my husband, Cody Rhodes, when he's in the WWE locker room, this was in the past, before they went to AEW, like nobody cares that he has a $600 Toomey bag. Like, shut your fucking mouth. You know what I'm saying? Like, be quiet. Like, of course they care. Do you think if Bradshaw was around, he wouldn't say, ha ha, Cody, your bag's gay? You know, I think he'd say something like that. Of course he would. But I digress. He tells Anthony Ogogo in his promo that, in America you can have interracial children, right? Anthony Ogogo is from Britain. He is interracial, which means, of course, his parents had an interracial child. Secondly, America is one of the most racist countries in history in terms of ending slavery. It's one of the countries to end it the latest, right? So there you have it. You know what I'm saying? And it's also one of the countries that it took them the longest to allow interracial marriages. So Cody Rhodes is wrong, basically, in all regards. Interracial marriages are a very, very small part of America. So they are a problem in American society in the sense that nobody really has interracial marriages because presumably America isn't into that. I don't know what it is, right? I would imagine it's a much higher percentage. It's not that high anywhere else, but it's higher in other countries, right? So it was just a completely out of touch promo, and it really was basically, look at me, aren't I cool for having an interracial baby? First of all, that's your baby, you fucking loser. You know what I'm saying? And it's a human being. You don't use them as a prop. But nevertheless, it just shows the kind of douchebag he is, right? Reason number 11. He went to AEW. Reason number 10. He abandoned AEW. That's well documented. He just left them high and dry to go win the Royal Rumble twice. Get wrecked, AEW. See you later, cuck. Reason number 11. He went to and started AEW to begin with, right? Which was annoying, especially considering that all he did was he used them. You can go back to my Cody Rhodes videos from when AEW was starting, and I said, Cody Rhodes is using Tony Khan to catapult himself back to WWE. And was I right or was I right? As usual, cucks, I was right. I was right about him. I was right about Karrion Kross. I was right about Grayson Waller. I'm always right. Don't you see the pattern here? Reason number 12. He is overrated by nearly everyone. And I will say this. Cody Rhodes is not a zero of a wrestler, right? A lot of people think that I think this guy's the worst wrestler ever. I don't. Cody Rhodes is actually a decent wrestler, right? But he's overrated. Overrated does not mean you're complete trash and people think you're great. Overrated means people think you're better than you are. People think this guy's the next Cena, and I'm more on the boat of this guy's the next Cody Rhodes, right? There's really no way to complete that analogy. He's just a mid-card jobber named Cody Rhodes. He's the next Mustafa Ali. That's how I'd book his ass. But if I were running the company, I would have already signed Powerhouse Hobbs and other real wrestlers into the company. I would have taken Big Bill back. I would have signed Brian Cage. I would have signed Hook. I would have signed a bunch of people. The point, Hammerstone from MLW. I would have signed Jade Cargill. They signed. They listened to me on that one. Cuts. I would have signed a bunch of people. So this company, Christian and Edge, of course, this company wouldn't be a bunch of jobbers. So with that being said, Cody Rhodes is not the worst, but he's definitely overrated by nearly everyone. Everyone seems to think this guy's better than he is, except for your boy. You know what I'm saying? Reason number 13. His moves are boring. All right? He used to do the disaster kick, and then that was all right. And then he does the Cody Cutter, which I can't believe they allowed him to do that. Randy Orton does the RKO. So, how can someone kick out of the Cody Cutter but not the RKO? It doesn't make any sense. Nevertheless, he used to have good moves. I actually remember when Cody Rhodes was just starting out, or he started doing moonsaults, and he had so many moves that if you played as him, in WWE 2K or SmackDown or wherever you're playing, right? There's a lot of moves you could do in the match. I'm Cody Rhodes would do this, the moonsault to a standing opponent, the disaster kick, the little DDT that he does. He's always had good moves, except for now, strangely. You know what I mean? Now all he does is the crossroads, the Cody Cutter 3 times a match. Once in a while he'll do the disaster kick, and then he'll do the little Dusty Rhodes combo, and then the thing where he slaps someone and then drops to his back and does an uppercut or kicks them. You know what I mean? That's his moveset right there, So I can't think of anything else that he does. Even in AEW, he would do the vertebreaker and a corner Cody Cutter and drop kicks and things like that. He was much more entertaining then, I feel like. But anyways, that's neither here nor there. Reason number 14. His father was overrated, motherfucks. There is this weird thing that happens that we look back in wrestling in the past and we look back at people that never really had mainstream success. Oh, Dusty Rhodes was over in the independents, in the regional promotions, whatever, who cares? Dusty Rhodes was never this larger than life figure like The Rock or Hulk Hogan. He wasn't. He was a mid-card jobber, right? And it's fine to be a mid-card jobber. Oh, but Hater, he held the NWA Heritage, United States Continental Champion. Good for him. All right, was he ever WWE champion? I don't think he was. I could be wrong, but I don't think he was. Cucks. Anyways, that being said, he was still overrated and not believable as a wrestler, but he was entertaining and he was better than Cody Rhodes. Even in his older age, Dusty Rhodes was entertaining, more so than Cody ever was or ever will be. Reason number 15. Cody Rhodes keeps mentioning his father in everything he does, and it's getting annoying. Reason 16. The American Nightmare is a very stupid and quite frankly sad nickname. Oh, but a hater. His father was the American Dream. I know. Why does that make him the American Nightmare? Is he the opposite of his father? While his father was awesome, Cody Rhodes sucks? Is that what he's trying to say? Because if your nickname is the opposite of your father's nickname, then what exactly are you? You keep saying your father is great, so you must be the opposite. You must suck. Reason number 17. His theme song is very neckbeardish and anime-like. It's very low level, right? It's like the kind of song you would hear in an episode of Yu-Gi-Oh! When like Joey is about to like overcome the odds again and beat Bakura or some other tertiary character. You know, you'd see Joey Wheeler be like, ha, you didn't count on this, Bakura, right? And in the background, you hear like, my father said, you'd hear like that triumphant kind of music. It's so corny. It's so hacky. So he sucks for that. Reason number 18. The Neckbeards thinks that he deserves to win the world title. And everything the Neckbeards like tends to be horrible. Reason number 19. He is entitled and he deserves to win according to him, right? Otherwise, he'd be out there wrestling Tozawa. He should be out there having a match against Drew Gulak, having a match against Otis, having a match against Jimmy Uso, having a match against Marcel Bartel. Why isn't he having these matches day in and day out, right? You'd want to see this to kind of put over the idea that Cody Rhodes is serious about finishing his story, right? It seems, kayfabe-wise, that Cody Rhodes has no interest in participating. Like, finish the story essentially means I have no interest in anything but the world title. So I'm going to have the occasional match just so people don't forget who I am. And then I intend on winning the Royal Rumble because everyone else is such jobbers. And I'm going to go to main event WrestleMania. That's the point, right? So there you have it. Reason number 20, which goes right back to reason number 19, because I just mentioned it kind of. He does not wrestle nearly enough. And I hate that. Reason number 21, he was Stardust and Stardust sucked. Reason 22, he was below Ted DiBiase Jr. and Ted DiBiase Jr. sucked. You understand me? Reason 23, he never, since going blonde, this cocksucker has not put over one person. All he's done is bury people left and right. Oh, hater, he put over MJF. Not really. Not really. MJF didn't get over because of that, because after that, he was out there jobbing to Wardlow. You know what I'm saying? He didn't do anything to help MJF. Reason number 24, he over-emotes. There's nothing that turns the hater off more as a human than seeing men cry. Now, I get it. It's the 21st century and men are supposed to cry now. Nah, I don't believe in that. I believe that men are supposed to cry when insurmountable things happen. At those times, if you must, you cry, right? So if a parent dies, if God forbid a parent dies, God forbid a child dies, God forbid your spouse dies, God forbid maybe one of your best friends dies. But beyond that, you need to be a rock and you need to be strong. And Cody Rhodes cries when he wins a wrestling match. So I don't feel that. He over-emotes. You know it's not real. So if you over-emote, I don't like it. Reason 25, he won the Rumble twice and doesn't deserve it. That's the most important reason, right? I would hate him less if he was booked appropriately to his contributions and skills, right? That's what people don't like. I don't know why Cody Rhodes is immune from it, but the entire John Cena hate of multiple years was predicated upon that idea. The idea was, LOL, Cena wins, and the implications were he doesn't deserve to because he doesn't have the skills to continuously win, and he doesn't have the appeal to continuously win, right? Even though people are obviously wrong. But if Cena doesn't have it, Cody Rhodes doesn't have it either, cucks. And that being said, go fuck yourselves.